Hello boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Spielburg circuit, also known as the A1 ring. It's a very simple circuit, but it is a very challenging circuit. I know that makes not much of a sense to a lot of people, but you will understand once you get to look at the track. So we are currently going through qualifying now for the Austrian Grand Prix, 26 laps. And currently Frenzen's on pole, Schumacher second, Bertie third, and Razzicane fourth, but that's been beaten by Young. There's no point commentating on qualifying because it's all changing constantly. Instead of Rosa now on pole, we have Fisichella on second, with approximately 40 minutes left to go. Qualifying goes on forever. So I hope you're looking forward to the race. De La Rosa, Fisichella, Frentzen, Raikkonen's popped himself into third place. Everyone's really close. Webber now on pole.
Webber is now in pole position.
Webber on pole is very interesting. Frenzen's in fifth place. He's finished all of his laps. So is Razzicane. Razzicane is quite far down. Schumacher's put himself into fifth place. He's above Frentzen.
Quarter of an hour till the end of the session.
Webber might have just...
Webber has beaten his own provisional pole time.
Only Raikkonen pretty much can beat him. Diniz might be able to beat him. Diniz up into fifth. Raikkonen stays fourth. So, Webber's on pole. De La Rosa second. Fisichella third. Diniz fourth. So, Webber first, De La Rosa second, Fisichella third, Raikkonen fourth, Diniz, Rav, Schumacher, Frentzen, a lazy Bertie, Razzicane 10th, Alonso, Schumacher, Tarasuke Takagi is in 13th place, Coulthard 14th, Young 15th, Montoya 16th, Hakkinen 17th, Hill 18th, Button 19th, and Rims Barrichello is bringing up the rear yet again. 3.5 seconds behind, and it is belting it down here in the A1 ring. I don't think anyone predicted this. It's going to be a very interesting race. I don't think many people will be on a wet setup. Predicted to be dry. Oh dear. So, all the cars are lined up on the grid. The hills are alive with the sound of 20 V10 Formula 1 cars who are about to get underway. No! That looks like it's a very good start from Webber. He's managed to get the second clutch in and is well ahead of De La Rosa coming up to the first corner. De La Rosa's challenging down the inside, but nothing there. There looks like a Renault going through. It looks like a Lazy. It's gone through one of the arrows. De La Rosa's in second. Fisichella third. Diniz fourth. He's ahead of Raikkonen. Ralf Schumacher's being challenged by a Lazy, but I think a Lazy is about to fall down to 7th. Frentzen 8th, behind Bertie and Razzicane. Then we've got Michael Schumacher, Hakkinen, Coulthard, Hill. There's going to be a bunch of jokes about Hill this race, trust me. Takagi, Young, Button, Montoya, and I think Barrichello's failed to get off the line. Thank goodness for that. No Barrichello to annoy everyone. It looks like Alonso also. Alonso not getting off the line as well. Button being held up slightly by Button. No, Alonso. So Alonso and Barrichello are both out of the race. Let's go back on board with Mark Webber, leader of the race, going up towards turn 3. Fisichella is just at the back of De La Rosa. They're both out. They are both out! Carnage here at the second corner. Everyone just crashing into each other. Everyone's having to take avoided action. Fisichella, De La Rosa out of the race.
De La Rosa has retired in sector 2.
What has happened? Fisichella looking left, looking right. What's going to happen? He is going down the inside. Looks like De La Rosa's going up to the right. And that's a simple tap, and they're both out and blocking the whole track. Did anyone lose their front wing in that? Everyone's crashing into each other. Ralf Schumacher, Frentzen. So Lazy's past the arrows. Everyone's having to take avoiding action to avoid the two front-running cars. And that's going to be a huge advantage to Bertie's championship. They are the top two of the top three guys out of the race already. And now it's a Sauber 1-2. Webber with a 2-second lead over Raikkonen. 3 seconds is the advantage over Diniz, who's up into third place. Lazy is in fourth, but he's right behind the Jaguar. Fifth and sixth into 2 arrows, but they've got a substantial lead. And now the Renault and the Jaguars go side by side again. Oh, it's going to end up curtains, isn't it? That's going to be a fantastic move for Lazy, but he has not managed to make the move stick. Diniz got a fantastic exit off of that last corner. It looks like the 2 arrows are going side by side as well, but they've managed to get back. And Lazy's managed to get ahead of Diniz in the end. Lazy up into third. Going up to the second corner. The arrows are looking rather strong at the moment. Up towards the third corner. Oh, don't want to do what they did in the first lap. All of them staying pretty much line astern. Ralf Schumacher 6th, Bertie 7th, but he's 2 seconds behind these lot as the Jaguar is getting rather defensive. Schumacher 8th, Mazzacane 9th in the BAR, 10th place is Coulthard, 11th Hakkinen, 12th Young, Hills in 13th in the Jordan, 14th Takagi, 15th Montoya. As Takagi goes down the inside of Hill, going around that turn 5, down turn 6. Takagi's made the move, stick on Hill. That's a fantastic move here. Montoya looks like he's about to follow. Montoya ahead of Hill as well, and there's a little bit of clumsiness from Montoya. Button is in 16th and Lasser, both of the Jordans of the last 2 cars left on the grid. The Saubers have about a 10-second lead over the rest of the field already. The Saubers are absolutely flying away as we're on board with the Jordans. And that is absolutely catastrophic. What on earth has happened there? Hill has just clouted into the back of Montoya and both of them out. What has happened? Oh, that looks like a complete brake failure, and there's now just a spear going into the back of Montoya. Montoya just unsighted in that. So Montoya out of the race, and so is Damon Hill. No Hill jokes. That's annoying. Can't do a Hill joke.
Hill is out. His suspension has
Apparently Hill's suspension collapsed. A little bit more than the suspension collapsing, to be honest. Meanwhile, Sauber first, Sauber second. They are in the lead by about a postcode at this rate. 3 seconds, and that's Button out as well. So both Jordans and Montoya out at this race. So Webber leads for Sauber. Raikkonen is in second for Sauber. Sauber 1-2 at the moment. Webber with the fastest lap of the race, understandably. So how many cars are left? I think there's only 13 cars left in the field. Not a lot left. We've had 2 stalling, 2 crashing on the first lap, 2 crashing on the third lap, and someone's suspension collapsing. So there are 13 cars left on the field. The Saubers have about a 9-second lead over a Lazy. But all 4 of them are very, very close. Diniz in 4th. Not really much in the way of moves happening between these lots. But it could all end in disaster if one of them makes a mistake. Michael Schumacher goes up into 7th in the Ferrari. The Ferrari haven't had a good time of things this season. especially concerning Rubens Barrichello. But you never know, we could have a interesting race on our hands. Webber with another fastest lap. That look at Frentzen going down the inside of Diniz. Is he going to make the move stick go around the final corner? He's made a little mistake and he's not going to make the move stick. I'm going to get the standings up beforehand, as both the arrows go side by side. This time last season the arrows took each other out when they look set to win. They're still going side by side, but they've managed to sort themselves out. Ralf Schumacher's going down looking down the inside again at Frentzen, and they've made sure they don't crash into each other. Bertie's losing positions left, right and centre to what looks like the two stoppers. I think a lot of these cars are one stopping. Oh, when I say it's the two of the top three of the standings, De La Rosa is actually nowhere near the front of the standings. Fisichella though might lose second place to Frentzen. Bertie's looking good as well. He's already got an 18-point lead. He might extend that lead, especially because he's 24 points ahead of Frentzen after 8 rounds. Webber with the fastest lap again. He is just controlling this race in the Sauber. Round the first quarter, Raikkonen's in second. Webber's currently in 7th in the standings, 22 points. He's 4 points behind Ralf Schumacher, so a win. If he does win, he might be ahead of Ralf Schumacher. Frentzen loses his front wing. There he is. He's got to do a whole lap, has Frentzen, to get back into the pits. What has happened? Frentzen loses his front wing. Is it against Diniz? Side by side with Diniz. Not side by side with Diniz. He's about to go side by side here. And yeah, he's just lost his front wing. Oh, actually, he didn't lose his front wing there. Where did he lose his front wing? Hitting Mazzacane. Mazzacane span as well. He's not lost his front wing. How he's lost his front wing, I have no idea. But Mazzacane is involved in that as well. And I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit clumsy there from Frentzen. Mazzacane is one lucky person. Drama already. We've only been racing for 6 laps and there's already been drama. Frentzen's got to do a whole lap without a front wing. That's going to be pretty much his race over. The two Minardi's going side by side, so that's the 3rd place guy effectively out of the race. He's certainly not going to score any points. He's probably not going to be involved in the front again. I don't think he's even going to be able to fill till the end at this rate. So that is effectively his race over. And Sauber already in the pits. This might explain why the Saubers were so quick. They are pitting on laps. Well, Webber certainly are pitting lap 6. This is a very interesting pit strategy. Raikkonen takes over the race lead. I don't even know where Raikkonen is. Raikkonen's 13th in the standings. He is currently on 5 points. Webber away. Alesi is coming. Alesi is passed. Ralf Schumacher looks like he's about to get passed as well. Or will he? Yeah, Schumacher gets passed as well. And so does Diniz. Webber is back out in 5th place. And what looks to be a 3-stop strategy, which is rather ambitious for this championship. So I would say we don't see many 3-stoppers, but it looks like the Sauber might be attempting a 3-stopper, and if you can pull it off, that's rather impressive. Also, Ralf Schumacher has passed the Diniz. He's managed to do it cleaner than Frentzen. Raikkonen leads the Austrian Grand Prix by 16 seconds, pretty much, over Jean Alesi, who is in 5th place at the moment in the standings. 29 points. He is drawing with Diniz. But the whole standing is about to change pretty much. Bertie's about to have the most sizable lead I think I've ever seen in a championship. I've got to say though that he's been rather lucky. He's been rather fortunate to even get Matsukane's seat in the first place. But even then, Matsukane was very, very fortunate to not be involved in a lot of accidents that a lot of the front runners were. He had a good start to the season, and then he's just carried on that momentum, whilst the others have been up and down in this season. We could be seeing a BAR champion come race 16, as Webber is looking very racy against the Jaguar. But if he doesn't pass this one-stopping Jaguar quickly, it might be curtains for the free-stopping Sauber. Frentzen is quite the way away from... And there is the Arrows. That's how much of a gap that the Arrows has lost. The Arrows is directly in front of Raikkonen. Frentzen's now just in his own race, trying to salvage anything in this race now, as the Sauber team gets into work. The McLaren also going to be pitting. That I don't know who that will be. I think it'll be Coulthard. So Alesi takes over the race lead. Schumacher second, Diniz third, Webber fourth. Michael Schumacher going to get past as well, probably, maybe? No, Raikkonen's going to be ahead of Schumacher, or is he? No, it's going to be side by side. No, he's not. So it looks like the Saubers are split on strategy. Looks like Webber is free stopping, Raikkonen is two stopping. They already have quite the distance ahead of a lot of the one stoppers. They've made this strategy work quite well. As Webber looks down the inside of Pedro Diniz and has made the move stick. Webber is very, very racy here in the Austrian Grand Prix. We're on lap 9. Already loads of drama happened in the first third of the race. Going around turn 6 and 7. Round the double right-hander of the final two corners, a very difficult double turn, and towards the finishing line. We're at 10 now, as Webber gets to struggle to stop behind Ralf Schumacher. Ralf Schumacher sort of being a blockade at the moment. Lazy is the race leader at the moment. Ralf Schumacher has won 2 races so far. He's in second place. Third place Webber. Heavy braking towards turn 3. There is a Ralf Schumacher second place in the Arrows. He's certainly going to be one stopping at this rate now. A lazy leads, also certainly going to be one stopping at this rate. One stopping is very prominent here. Especially for how short the races are. If it was longer races, you'd have thought there'd be more stopping. Ralf Schumacher second. A very wet Austrian circuit here at Spielburg. Quite a distance away from Vienna. As Webber is looking down the inside of Ralf Schumacher. He's obviously learnt from the Frentzen move to not make that move. I was really taught Radio Frentzen crashing at the last corner. Do not attempt that move. But Webber is struggling to stop that car behind Ralf Schumacher, especially at the first corner. You saw him snaking up that hill. As we come up to turn 3, Webber is so much quicker than Ralf Schumacher at the moment. You'd have thought it'd be only a matter of time before the Australian passes the German. Michael Schumacher 5th in his 4th. There's Michael Schumacher. He's under pressure from Kimi Raikkonen. No, not really. Bertie's in no man's land at the moment, the championship leader. Not going to be scoring many points at this rate. Matsukane is lucky to even still be in the race. In 8th, Young is in 9th. Takagi 10th. Distance away is Coulthard in 11th. Hakkinen is close to Coulthard in 12th. And Frentzen 13th. 25 seconds behind Hakkinen, and is just finding any way of salvaging the race. Webber's down the inside of Ralf Schumacher. Ralf Schumacher's managed to keep hold of it. That's going around the final corner. Webber's made it stick. They're actually catching up to a lazy quite quickly here. And that's both. And all three of them! All three of them! Dennis has taken over the race lead. What's that drama? Webber, Lazy and Ralf Schumacher all take each other out. Bertie has been promoted into what is now 4th. What on earth happened here? So Lazy the passenger in this. Webber went down the inside. And going through down the pit straight. Webber's still there. Ralf Schumacher. Where is Ralf Schumacher turning right slightly? Not too sure. But they've ended up in the same gravel trap as Hill and Montoya. All three of them out of the race though. And again, Bertie is the main beneficiary of this. And Kimi Räikkönen as well, and the 2 stop. Matsukane 5th, Bertie 4th. He's going to extend his championship lead by a country mile now. You'd have thought he'd already have one hand on that trophy. Räikkönen is in 3rd in the Sauber. He's already made a pit stop. Michael Schumacher is in 2nd place for Ferrari, but your race leader is Pedro Diniz in the Jaguar. He has not won a single race at all. And he is looking quite set for that honour. So, drama. We've got 10 cars left in this race after that dramatic accident. So, both Renaults are out. Both Arrows have crashed. Both Jordans are out. Both Toyotas are out. And I'm already lost. Not even halfway through the race. Unfortunately, there's too much of a bigger gap now for a lot of the cars. Räikkönen looking down the inside of Michael Schumacher, but it's not going to send his nose in. It always seems to be the wet Austrian Grand Prix that seem to cause the most drama. Austria in general causes a lot of drama. And that's massive. I'm going to say it. This has massive implications to the title. Mostly because Bertie is now going to be 20 odd points ahead. So unfortunately, I think the championship's going to be over. I hate the fact I've had to say that, but I think the championship is over. It's going to take a miracle for Bertie to lose this championship now. As Michael Schumacher goes into the pits. Räikkönen 2nd, Diniz leads. And now braking heavily into the pit lane. Into his pit box. All the cars, well, say all the cars, there's very few cars left in the race. Who else is going to be main bench? Diniz is going to be quite beneficial here. In fact, Bertie and Diniz are the only guys in the top 7 to even still be in the race. Brenson's not in the race. He might still be in the race, but he's not in the race. And all the rest of the guys have retired. It's a drama here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Takagi is in 6th in the Minardi. Young 5th. Kimi Räikkönen in 2nd place. Only guy realistically now on an alternate strategy to the one stop. Not many guys are now doing more than one stop these days. Diniz leads in the Jaguar, going past the absolute minefield of cars that are now there beached in the gravel trap. We're on board with Diniz. Accelerating now up the hill. Raikkonen's in 2nd place. Trying to catch up with Diniz, but I don't know if he's even catching up to Diniz. Oh no, David Coulthard's lost the wheel. More drama. It's towards Michael Schumacher. This is around the double right-hander. As Michael Schumacher lost the wheel as well. No, it's just David Coulthard. David Coulthard out of the race. We're down to 9 cars. Frentzen might score a point. Frentzen might score a point if we get another retirement. We're down to 9 drivers. Frentzen is now in 9th. After all the drama that Frentzen's had, he might score a point. Häkkönen's currently scoring a point at the moment. Michael Schumacher's 7th, Takagi 6th. Both the Minardis are very close. They might crash into each other. With how this race has gone, they might crash into each other. Matsukane is in 4th. Any other close cars? Not really. Bertie's 5 seconds behind Raikkonen, who is 2.5 seconds behind Pedro Diniz. BAR ready for Gaston Mazzacane to dive into the pits. Generating up through the gears now. .80 kilometers an hour. Pit lane. Servicing the car. 4 wheels. McLaren ready. That will be for Häkkinen because Coulthard has retired. Matsukane fuel till the end now. Oh, Michael Schumacher's getting close. So Michael Schumacher and Matsukane are going to be very close. They're going to be battling. They might take each other out. Everyone might take each other out at this rate. I think the two Minardis are the closest battle though. I don't think there's another battle close. All the rest of the gaps are like 2 seconds. This is the closest battle. Takagi, Sauber are ready. That's going to be for Mark Webber. Raikkonen, sorry, not Mark Webber. Mark Webber's out. So Raikkonen's about to make his 2nd pit stop of, you'd assume, 2. Minardi are ready in the pits as well. So the Minardi battle's going to be soon over. Oh, no. Young has crashed. Young has crashed. I told you there's going to be drama with the Minardis. I told you. Young is out.
Alex Young has retired in sector 3.
So Frentzen scoring a point. There's 8 drivers left in this race now. 8. Raikkonen's in 3rd. Where is Takagi in all this? Takagi's out as well. Both the Minardis have crashed into each other. Oh dear. Oh dear. Both the Minardis take each other out. There's obviously miscommunication with the 2 drivers. Because Young was pitting, Takagi isn't. And both Minardis take each other out. There is 7 cars left. Who on earth scores the 8th point? Does anyone score an 8th point? I don't know. We have 7 cars left in this race. Oh dear. We've never had this low of a car. we've always had enough cars to score points. To this race, we've not got enough cars to score points.
VAR already in the pit.
7 drivers left in this race. Brenson's in 7th after all the drama he's been through. 6th is Hakkinen. Hakkinen is in 6th place. I don't think he's even ever been that high. It's always been quite low. I think the only team to have 2 cars left is BAR, obviously. BAR managed to keep out of everything. The leaders of the championship have stayed out of everything and they've somehow got 2 cars left. The only team to have 2 cars left. This has been such a dramatic race. Raikkonen has gone past, so Bertie is behind Raikkonen at least. Bertie's in 3rd. Bertie is in 3rd place, and no car in the top, what feels like 8 now. Let's find out. Going back onto the standings. Literally, there was 3 cars left in the top 10 in the race. 2 of them are BARs. And the other one is Diniz. Diniz has a 30-second lead. He's going to win this race. Unless it crashes into someone. So Diniz will go up into 39 points. He'll go into 2nd place in the championship. Bertie in this race at the moment is going to be at 61 points. He's going to have a 22-point lead. With 7 races to go. 22 points. You might as well give him the trophy now. He's never going to get caught now. Never going to get caught now. A lot of the beneficiaries are going to be in the bottom half of the table. Especially McLaren, who's only got 2 points this season. They're about to get a huge heap of points. Both Jordans are out. But Jordan could have been really well in this race if they didn't retire. Raikkonen is currently in 2nd. He's going to go up into 13 points. Schumacher is going to get quite a sizable amount of points as well for being in the race. Also, I said that there's actually 4. There's actually 4. I forgot Frenzen's still in the race. Frenzen's still in the race. He's going to get 2 points in the moment. Who'd have thought? 2 points after crashing with Mazzacane, who's, may I say is very lucky to still be in this race. Mazzacane is getting very close to Michael Schumacher. Frenzen's currently in 6th at the moment, actually. He's ahead of Hakkinen, but I think Frenzen's going to have to make another pit stop. So I don't think he can make it on these fuel loads. I think Frenzen's going to be in 7th. Hakkinen's going to be in 8th, unless he can pull off a sizable lead. Oh, here we go, the minefield. Oh, cars out of the race. Oh dear. There's a few of them. There's a few cars out of the race. Too many to even list. Because there's a few. There's a few. And that is the list with obviously there's lots of millions spent trying to fix all these cars, I reckon. Lots of millions. Bertie 3rd, Schumacher 4th, Mazzacane 5th. They are very, very close. This is round turn 3. Nothing there. Hopefully they'll pass each other before they get to turn 9 and 1. Because otherwise we could be seeing fireworks. Mazzacane is nowhere near to pass. They have a 23-second lead over Frentzen. They can take their time to try and make the overtake stick. This is going around turn 5. Mazzacane stuck his nose in. But I don't think he's going to make that move stick. We'll make the move stick here. And he's made that move stick. Mazzacane, they know how to do a clean overtake at this track. So long as they don't get to the final corners. Michael Schumacher is looking like he might re-overtake him though. Bertie third in the BAR. Up through turn 1. There's 3 cars in that gravel trap. They're not even bothered to clean any of the cars up. Just hope no one crashes into him. Any of them. This is going towards turn 3. The hairpin uphill. Luciano Berti with the most sizable lead ever in a championship. Or every single championship has gotten to the final race apart from maybe season 1. Even then I think season 1 went to the final race. Or at least the final 2 races. At this rate it's not even going to make it to race 14. Or is it? Or is it? What's happening? What's happening? Luciano Berti's out of the race. Unbelievable. He's still going to score points though. But unbelievable. Luciano Berti's out. We're down to 6 cars. We're down to 6 cars in this race. I don't think there are going to be any cars left for the end of the race. Schumacher, is he going to stick one down the inside of turn 1? No, he isn't. Just, what is happening? What? I don't even know what's happened at the moment. There's only one BAR left. I thought BAR were going to be miles ahead of everyone, and now I don't know anymore. Michael Schumacher is still trying to pass Mazzacane. We can still have more drama in this race. I don't feel we can handle much more drama in this race. Frentzen out of all this, may I add, Frentzen out of all this is currently in 5th place. He's currently scoring 4 World Championship points. Despite the fact he was about 20 seconds behind everyone else. Come lap 5, Michael Schumacher down the inside of Mazzacane. Going towards the final corner. Diniz leads, Raikkonen's in 2nd. Mazzacane 3rd, Schumacher 4th. Frentzen's currently in 5th, Hakkinen 6th. And that's all the cars that are left in this race. There's 6 cars left. I've not seen a race more dramatic than this. And we've got France. We've got France, which is arguably the most dramatic race of them all. And nothing is more dramatic. This race has been the most dramatic race I've seen ever. In terms of people just not knowing how to not crash into each other. Austria's always been like this though. We saw last season with the two arrows crashing into each other. We had a race in I think it was season 2 or 3 everyone was crashing into each other then. We had a crash at the front straight away. And now we've got 3 laps to go and everyone, we need to just... 3 laps to go. Raikkonen's in 2nd, Diniz still leads. This is Diniz, the race leader, who's catching up to a back marker. He's crashing up to Hakkinen. Oh no. Oh no. Diniz is catching up to Hakkinen. Was that Frentzen? I think that's Hakkinen now, because of the gap. There's a sizable gap between Frentzen and Hakkinen, so that's Hakkinen. Mazzacane's in 3rd. Michael Schumacher's still right behind. Frentzen's still catching up to these. Frentzen might actually finish in 5th place because there's a huge gap between Frentzen and Hakkinen now. 25 seconds. Hakkinen is in 6th. And it's the last car running in this race in sixth. Diniz leads. Got the Sauber of Raikkonen in second. I don't have to remember the names. I know who's left in the race. This is unbelievable. We've got 2 laps to go, and we could still have more drama. Because that's the gap between the back marker and Pedro Diniz. I was hoping not to jinx. I think I've jinxed at least 4 cars in this race. There's the Arrows pitting. The Arrows definitely has to pit. They couldn't fuel him enough when he crashed. Round. Don't remember what turn that is. So we're going towards the final lap of the race. Hakkinen is now very close to Diniz. Is he going to let Diniz through? No, he isn't. Is he going to let Diniz through now? Yes, he is. No drama there. Diniz easily passes Hakkinen. Where is the Arrows going to end up in this? Because the Arrows is currently pitting. Raikkonen's in second place in the Sauber. I don't think he's going to catch. Michael Schumacher is still... Oh no, actually Michael Schumacher's in third place. Michael Schumacher has passed Matt Takane. Matt Takane is putting pressure on Michael Schumacher now. This is for the final podium place. The final podium place between Michael Schumacher and Gaston Matsakane. Matsakane in fourth. They have a 42-second lead over Frentzen. Frentzen's managed to keep hold of that 5th place. And these are going towards the final lap now of the race. This unbelievable race. Matsakane not going to send one down the inside of Michael Schumacher going around turn 1. Maybe turn 3. Raikkonen is in second place. Coming up towards the back of Mika Hakkinen. The 2 Finns, hopefully they don't argue with each other. There is Frentzen in the foreground, but we're on board with a Brazilian who's been in the BAR team for quite a while. He's been roped into the Jaguars to complete the Pedro connection in season 4. He was dummy to Pedro De La Rosa last season in their championship winning car. But Pedro Diniz has claimed the critics off and he has won the Austrian Grand Prix. Raikkonen finishes in second place. Hakkinen finishes in 6th. And it looks like Michael Schumacher is going to finish in 3rd maybe, unless Gaston Matsakane sends one down the inside. He's sent one down the inside. He's going to send one down the inside of the final corner. Yes, he is. There's a bit of contact, but I think Michael Schumacher is going to hold on to finish in 3rd place. Matsakane finishes in 4th. 5th is going to be Frentzen. 6th place is going to be Mika Hakkinen. There's Mika Hakkinen in 6th. Back on board with Pedro Diniz. I don't know what's going to happen with the points between 7th and 8th. I'd have thought they don't score any points, but I'm not too sure. I think they score points though still. So despite the fact that Bertie retired, there's Frentzen finishing in 5th. Frentzen finishing in 5th. I thought he was about to say that Frentzen has retired. So we've run the slowdown now. We can't afford more drama. Not after this race. I need to have a lie down after this race. This is... It's been crazy. Look at that. Even that list, the standings is beyond unbelievable. Pedro Diniz wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Raikkonen 2nd, Schumacher 3rd, Matsakane 4th, Frentzen, after all his drama, finishes in 5th. Hakkinen 6th. There's a huge list of retirements. Huge list of retirements. I can't even fathom. I can't even put to words. this race. It's drama. Entirety of the race is just filled with drama. Matsucano, the same, finishes in 4th. Frentzen finishes in 5th. Despite the fact he lost his front wing and had to do a whole entire lap without a front wing. Hakkinen scores 3 points. I think that's the most points he's scored in the past 4 seasons. Young finishes, I don't even know. Young finishes in 8th. I think he finishes in 8th. Well, he didn't finish in 8th, but he finished in 8th. I love to see a race review of this. I love to see someone just write a review of what has just happened, because I'm still trying to put into words what has happened. The next race, I don't think so anything on this race. I hope so though, because it's been dramatic the entire way through. Kimi Raikkonen with the fastest lap of the race on the final lap. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've fully enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.